So first, let's talk about the Common Core. Once again, the Common Core, and we have to do the Common Core because you guys are going to be required to pass that darn test. So it's always nice when I do the Common Core to let you know that what I'm teaching really is what is on the test. Does that comfort you a little bit? Maybe. A for algebra, RE for reasoning and equations, and I for the inequalities. And today we're basically doing the inequalities. And it is bullet number 12 on the Common Core. Stands for graph. We're going to graph the solution to linear inequalities as half planes as the solution of the intersection of the half planes. Okay, what in the world does that mean? I'll let you write that down. See if we can figure out what all that mumbo jumbo means. So when we do inequalities, we shade. And whenever we do inequalities, we shade, okay? So when we shade, we're really shading half the graph, which is half the plane. And so if we shade one half plane and then we shade another half plane, we're looking for the intersections of the half planes, and that would be our answer, is where the two half planes overlap, all right? So, example 1. Let's do it. So, graph the system of inequalities. Now, in question number 1, it's already y equals. One of the things we're going to have to do eventually, little star here, eventually we're going to have to solve for y. Eventually, because that's how we graph, right? Solve for y. Luckily, in the first example, we don't have to because they're both already solved. Now, I'm going to use colored pencils because it works pretty well for me to use colored pencils because I can see, you know, where I shade and overlap, all right? So, all right. Let's shade the first one in green. I'm going to do this one in green. I'm going to start at positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slope of -2, which is like -1, so I'm going to go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, right? Okay. It has a little equal sign here. So my answer will be the line and everything below it. So a little equal sign, so I'm going to put a solid line. And the reason I put the solid line is because it's got that little equal sign, okay? So I'm going to make a solid line with my ruler. And, okay, so far so good. Now, if I read this correctly, it says less than. So if it's less, I'm going to shade everything below my line. So I just take my colored pencil, and I shade everything below the line. Because it's all of these. Every single point in this region will work. Every single one of these is a solution. It's a lot of points. That's why we shade. There's no way we could list all the points. Now the other one, shade this one in orange. Okay, so I'll start at -3. 1, 2, 3. That's a 1 over 1x, right? So I'm going to go up 1 over 1, right? There's no equal sign, so this one's going to be a dashed line. So I'm going to make my line dashed, okay, but not solid. And I'm going to shade everything above the line because of greater than. Not including the line, but everything above lines because it says greater than, so I'm going to shade everything above. So shade everything above the line, right? The entire line, everything. And what I'm really looking for my solution is where they overlap. And so where they overlap, that's my solution. And the only way I can really represent that is by making it darker than the rest because that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points, right? So I say x equals what? The only way we can really say it is just shade it, and that's my solution. Thumbs up? Pretty easy. You guys, this should be a pretty easy day. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, example 2. Well, the only thing with example 2 that I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do a little bit of work to solve for y in this one. But let me tackle the first equation. Y is less than or equal to 4, so I'm going to go to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's a horizontal line, solid because of the equal sign. And I'm going to shade less than, which means below the line, right? Okay. Now the second equation, we'll have to solve for y, okay? So, John is watching, not talking, of course not. So I'm going to go minus 4x, right, Kayla? You're not talking either. Here's Jackson. You guys, we're on film. We're live. Negative 2y less than 6 minus 4x, okay? Because I subtracted 4x. You cannot subtract 6 and 4x because that's an x, and that's not. I'm going to divide by negative 2, but something's got to happen to divide by a negative number, right? So I turn the inequality sign. I have a y is greater than a negative 3 plus 2 over 1x. All right. Start at negative 3. 1, 2, 3. Go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, okay. Dash line, because there's no equal, right? Dash line. And I need to shade greater than, so I shade everything above it. So I'm going to do this one in orange. So I shade above this line, okay? Now, what I've found is where they overlap. And where they overlap is the solution. So I make that region darker than all the rest to show that that's my answer, okay? Thumbs up? Okay. Thumbs up. Should be easy. I mean, we did this in algebra. Okay, now here's something you might not have done in algebra, and that is we've got 3 different regions, right? So we're going to shade. We're going to shade again. Yeah, 4 different regions. What did I say, 3? How about 4, huh? We're going to shade, and we're going to shade, and we're going to shade again until we get a solution, okay? So how many colors do I have? I got a few colors. Okay, that'll work. All right, so first of all, x is greater than negative 2. Oh, let's do that in green. Okay, so I go to negative 2 on the x-axis, just right here. And if it's greater than, I shade everything in this direction, okay? How am I doing? Now we have to be careful. We're going to slowly narrow this thing down into one little region, okay? So we've got to keep remembering where we shaded, okay? X is less than 3. So I'm going to go to negative 3. I'm going to go to 3 on the x. 1, 2, 3. Got that line at x equals 3. And let's see, I'll do this one in orange. And I'm going to shade everything less than, so I shade all of this, okay? So really, I'm going to try and keep track of what I'm doing. So far, what I've got shaded in between is these 2 parallel lines, right? That's where I'm overlapping is in here, okay? So I know that my answer has to be within here. Okay, now, the next one, let's see, I'll do this one in brown. Start at 1. And then that's a negative 1 over 1. So I'll go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Okay. And if it's greater than, I'm going to shade above, right? So I shade everything above it. Okay. So now, so far as overlapping, I'm just in this region here, right? Okay, just in this region here. Am I going too fast or am I okay? Am I okay? So now the last one, y is less than or equal to 4. Let's see. I'll do that one in blue. I've got a blue one. There's blue. So I'm going to go up to 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to have less than or equal to 4, which is all of this. Okay, now I'm looking for where do all 3 colors overlap. If I look carefully, I'm going to be within this trapezoid. It is a trapezoid because we have one set of parallel sides, right? In fact, it's a right trapezoid if you really want to get technical. Yeah, there you go. How's that? Thumbs up?
Yeah.
Pretty easy? Okay. Okay, ready to turn the page? Okay, turn the page. Oh, it's a story problem. Look at all those words. Words, 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 words. Okay, luckily this one's out of the book, so that'll help. So if you want to actually open your book, if you want to help, it might help if you go to page, I think it's 200. Okay, it's the same one out of our book. That might help us, okay? Okay. Say, go to page 200. So if you're going to watch it, page 200. Okay. Guys, we are still live. Shh, shh, shh. We're still live. So, first of all, we have a polar expedition is 240 miles away from the base camp, and a snowstorm is predicted to reach the area in 48 hours. Okay. Now, a couple of easy questions. Children, stop talking. Listen. Okay. A couple of easy questions. It's going to reach the area in 48 hours. Okay. It could come maybe later, but probably not early. Okay. They'll travel as far by boat and then walk the remaining distance to camp when the storm hits. The explorer's going to navigate the boat through the ice at a rate of 12 miles per hour or walk at a rate of 3. Okay. Write and graph a system of inequalities that can be used to determine how long the explorers may travel by foot or boat. So, what do we got going? We got foot and boat. So, if you take a look at what the equations are, if you take a look at the book, they're going to let x represent the hours on foot. So, x is foot hours. And the book's going to let y represent boat, okay? And I don't mind you looking, open up page 200. You can see the problem. It doesn't hurt to see the problem as we do it, okay? It might help you get it, okay? So the first equation the book gets is something like this. They've got an x plus y is less than or equal to 48, okay? So what does that mean? They better get there before 48 hours. What happens in 48 hours? Blizzard, right? So that's why it's less than or equal to 48, because if you are over 48, you're going to get lost in the blizzard, okay? Second equation they give you is this one. They're going to give you a 3x plus a 12y has to be greater than or equal to 240, okay? So 240's got to be the total distance, right? Now, if they could walk in a straight line, they'd do 240. But they may have to walk a little ways, take the boat a little ways. It might not be a straight line, so it might be more than 240 miles, right, that they may have to walk. But they better doggone it do it in 48 hours, okay? Now, there's two other equations that I don't think they show, and that are these two equations here. Two more. X is greater than or equal to 0, and y is greater than or equal to 0, okay? Write those down. They didn't write those, but they made those imply. So this talks about the fact that, you ready? You cannot walk negative hours. You cannot boat negative hours, can you? Unless you will, even we'll walk backwards might be. So we're not going to shade this region of the graph at all, are we? We won't shade this region of the graph because that's negative and that's negative, right? So let's see what we're going to do. So first of all, let's solve for y on this one. Solve for y. So I'm going to bring the x over, okay? Solve for y is less than or equal to a 48 minus x. And let's solve for y in this one. Let's bring over the 3x. Get a 12y is greater than or equal to a 240 minus 3x, right? Divide by 12. Divide by 12. Divide by 12. Should be 20, I'll bet, huh? It's got to be 20. 240 divided by 12. Of course, it's 20. I don't need a calculator. Y is greater than or equal to 20 minus a 1/4 x. Okay. Now, we've got some pretty big numbers here, 20s and 48s. So the book seems to go by 5s. So they went 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And this has got to be my y, which represents boat hours. Okay. Do the same thing down here. We're going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And that's my x, which represents my foot hours. Hours on my feet, okay? So let's graph the two. So these x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0, just means we're in quadrant 1, okay? That just means quad 1, okay? Now, start at 48, right? So I'm going to go up to 48. Let's graph this one in green. How's that sound? So let's start at 48. 48's about there. And I'll go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Okay, so it winds up intersecting at 48. Okay, and I'm going to shade that one in green. right? The other equation will start at 20, and I'll go down 1 over 4, down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1 over 4. Okay, and I'll graph that one in. And I'm going to shade that one. So I'm going to do this one in orange. And I shade below on that one. Oh, greater than. I am wrong. I shade above this one. Wow. I'm glad I didn't make that very dark. There we go. Shade above because it's greater than. Okay. Now, where do they overlap? In this tiny little triangle. Okay. So, big deal. What does this mean? What does this shading mean? It's got to mean something. What's the problem all about? We got to get out of the storm, right? We got to get out of the storm. So, if we walk too much, we won't make it. If we try and take the boat too little, we won't make it, all right? So this is the region where if you walk for so many hours and take the boat for so many hours, you will make it out of the storm. Okay, that's what all these regions represent. All right, so homework, real quickly, is page 202, 3, 5, 7, 9, 26, 44, and 48. And